gentlemen, how are you? My name is Billy Prempeh. Many of you guys in this room already know who I am, so I'm going to keep it brief before they kick us out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was 19 years old, I made the decision. Hang tight. When I was 19 years old, I made the decision to serve in the United States Air Force for several reasons. The number one reason is my parents are not native to this country. They moved to this country for opportunities that they were not able to obtain in their own home country. I was born here in a country where we have opportunity that's unsurpassed anywhere else in the world. And the truth is, people come here because they want to grow. The sad thing is, while my parents had the opportunity to enjoy the American dream, sadly, my generation may not. I'm only 32 years old. I'm a very, very young man. And some people say, wow, talk very well, you have great policies, you have a great vision for the future of America, but you're so young. Why are you not riding motorcycles and having fun? And the truth is, because if I don't do anything, probably in the next 10 years, there's probably not even going to be a damn road to ride the motorcycles on. Right? And I want to ensure that we have the ability to keep that inside of this country. Now, the person that I'm running up against has been in control of my district and my city for well over 26 years, Congressman Bill Pascrell. Yes. So you guys know exactly what he's about, right? He brings nothing new to the table. 26 years, 86 years old, has been sitting in the seat, collecting dust, collecting checks, and taking advantage of every single one of us. And my home city, Paterson, New Jersey, has been controlled by Democrats for a very, very long time, where constantly they sell us a bag of goods. They sell us lies. We're going to make change. We're going to make your lives better. Well, in reality, violent crime gets higher, life gets harder, and prosperity diminishes. How can you sit there as an American, call yourself a patriot, say you love this country, and sit there and do nothing? I'm 32, and I believe that if I do nothing, there's no future for me. There may be no future for our children. And I tell each and every one of you that are in here, and it's great that all of you are here, but one of the things that really upsets me about politics is the fact that there's not enough people in my generation and the next generation that are getting involved in politics. Literally just had a conversation not too long ago where I'm about to say the exact same thing to you. If you have children and they're on their phones, they're playing Fortnite, they're hanging out with their friends, drinking, partying, and doing nonsense, that dream is about to disappear if they don't get it. So you need to tell your children, you need to tell your grandchildren, your nephews, your cousins, tell every single one of them, you have to get involved. You have to start making a decision and draw your line in the sand, because there's people that are in politics right now that are writing all kinds of legislation that benefit themselves and they benefit their own pockets. These are the people that I like to call the pocketicians. They're in this for their own personal gain, and they're not in here for you, all right? If you don't care about politics, mark my words, many of these corrupt politicians, we've seen what they've done to our country over the past 2 years. If you don't care about politics, they definitely care about you, and it's not in the best way you see forward. So you have to stand up and fight. The same way I decided to just make the wild decision and join the military and fight for this country that I love so well, I came back home and find out that the real battle is here in this country. While we're being taxed as crazy as possible, they're draining our pockets now with this new inflation creation bill that they just created. They call it the Inflation Reduction, when in reality, all it does is create more inflation. $400 billion go into this Green New Deal nonsense that they're putting out. $45 billion inside of that bill is going to hire 87,000 more IRS agents, not just IRS agents, but armed IRS agents that can use deadly force to extract your funds and give it to people on the other side of the world that don't give a damn about you. So kids, you need to start getting up, you need to start getting involved, right? If you believe your vote doesn't count, there's a lot of people, some of you guys in this room, that have been elected to office. So how's it possible that they were elected if the vote didn't count? You gotta get out there and work. Many people within the establishment Republican Party will tell you, oh, places like Paterson, New Jersey, Passaic, New Jersey, District 9, it's impossible to run those areas. But let me tell you something. I ran in 2020 in a D+16 district against a very powerful, wealthy machine. Someone who's worth millions and millions of dollars while working in Congress, making under $200,000 a year, yet he has the capacity to be this rich. Nancy Pelosi's making millions and millions of dollars in stock trades to the point that people get on Reddit, follow her stock trades, and now they're making money. And this benefits none of you, and none of you want to get involved. It's easy to say we're going to have a red wave. The Democrats are messing up, the Republicans have division, and we sit behind and we do nothing about it. You need to be proactive. Some of you guys, some of the people in this room, I've had some conversations with some of you guys like, oh, you know, I wouldn't put that sign in front of my house, oh, but my liberal neighbors are going to kill me, and so what? And so what?
That's right.
Well, so what? The way that they are being proactive in their communities and they're flipping red districts, they're taking over school boards, they're teaching children all kinds of crazy nonsense that is not going to be good for them in the long run. It's because you are keeping your mouth shut. You are not knocking the doors. You are not making the phone calls. You are not making the hard conversations. You are not going to the places where the people actually need to be flipped and have their perspectives changed. I am a one-man band, but several of my great volunteers that are in this room working with me, some of them here in the corner, and I say thank you so much for everything that you guys do. Thank you for believing in me as well, too, because they see how hard it is. But they understand how important the mission is. They understand how important it is for us to take our country back, because no one else is going to do it for us. The only other person that can save us right now is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Amen.
But until that time, that doesn't mean we sit down and wait. We still have to fight evil everywhere it stands. Everywhere that it shows up, we have to stand up and fight. So right now, we're just grassroots. We're a regular team. But with all of you guys in the room, we are a freaking army. And no one can take our army down when we get together and we get committed and we work hard towards the same common goal.
That's right.
I'm asking all of you guys to do what you can. Get involved, help in the campaign, donate, knock some calls, knock some doors, make some phone calls, reach out to your congressperson, get aggressive. Get aggressive. I'm sweating right here because I'm not only passionate about this, I am dead serious. You guys have no clue how many times I put my head on the guillotine for this country, for a district that many people in our establishment don't seem to give a damn about. I give a damn. I give a damn about this country. This is a country that's meant for freedom. We got people in this room like Brandon over here who has done so much for the party, and our party has turned their back on them. Clapping, that's great. That's great, we're clapping. But like he said to those same congressmen, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I know what I'm doing. I'm one man. I'm not an octopus. I only have 2 arms and 10 fingers. You guys have way more arms than I do. So let's work together. Join the team. Fight for this country. And not just for the Republican Party. Fight for this country. They say that Biden's going to unite us. In reality, he's dividing us. He has turned so much negative attention to over half of the country, right? 70 million plus people voted for President Trump. And when they did polls recently, Trump would beat Biden in a landslide. So it's far more than 70 million. You literally just told the world that half of the country is the biggest threat to this nation. That includes you. So mark my words, while it may be nice to drive our cars and live our lives and enjoy it and it's all good, man, that guy Billy, that guy's gave a really good damn speech last night. I tell you one more time, what are you going to do about it? How long are you going to be able to enjoy that? It's only a matter of time. I need to get into DC, not just for me and my community, but for every single one of you. Even like what Brandon said here earlier about some of the J6 people that are locked up, right? This is a country of freedom, right? Many of these guys, for walking past the threshold and trespassing, they're treating you like some of those scumbags that destroyed the towers on 9/11. If this is a country of freedom, at the very least, do they not deserve their fair day in court? Why is no one talking about it? I don't want to touch that because that's going to really look bad in the polls and that's going to hurt my numbers. Then you're not really fighting for freedom. You're not really fighting for the Constitution. You can't claim to be a representative of this nation and say that you love this country when you're only caring about the polls, you're caring about your ego, and the way you look on television. I don't give a damn about that. I know exactly what's at stake, and I'm willing to take it all the way to the bitter end for every single one of you. I need you all to have the same exact passion that I do and take it to the bitter end with me. God bless you all. Billy Prempeh, I need you to join me in 2022. Thank you.